Skip, they should still be a running team first. Now, I do believe that Pollard has earned the right to get more carries in the ball game. Now, what we normally see, Skip, when we see change of pace backs, when they get more and more carries, that goes down. Because there's such a change of pace, because you have to understand, Zeke is what I call a bullback now, Skip. The explosion through the hole, we're not seeing that. So now Pollard is able to get to and get through the hole quicker than Zeke. So he's going to, but if you play him, the more you play him, he's not a guy that's going to give you better and better production as he gets more and more carries. He's basically a 10, 11, maybe 12 carry a game guy that's going to give you great production. He'll give you 5, 7 yards per carry. But then people start thinking, well, just think if we gave him 20, 25 carries, Skip, his body's not built to carry the ball like that. Zeke has to understand he's going to have to share more of the running load because, Skip, Zeke has got a lot of carries. He's getting some mileage up on that body. And although it might look good, that engine has been running for a while. They put a lot of miles, and Zeke runs to contact. Zeke is not a guy that make you miss. Zeke is trying to run through you. Zeke is not running out of bounds. So that's accumulated over his early 5-year career. So I do believe Tony Pollard has earned more carries than what he's getting. Also, not necessarily that it has to be Zeke's team, but it definitely needs to be a running team. Now, Zeke is averaging 4.1 yards on first down. But, Skip, I look at it yesterday, Sunday, hell, I know Zeke gonna get the ball on first down. You got Andy Dalton, and you got DiNucci, and now you got Gary Gilbert. What the hell you think you're gonna do on first down? You actually think I'm gonna let you think you're gonna play action pass and throw a deep ball? You're gonna turn around and either hand it or pitch it to Zeke. That's what you're gonna do, Skip. So I'm gearing up on first down to shut down your run. And they got no imagination. I'm looking at all these other teams and all the imagination that they run in the running game, Skip, and I'm looking at the Cowboys. Handoff left, handoff right, toss left, toss right. And then at the most inopportune time, Skip, we're going to try to hit you with a reverse wide receiver pass and get stopped for a 16-yard loss. But, Skip, I agree. Tony Pollard has earned the right to get more carries. It doesn't necessarily have to be, okay, this is a Zeke team now. This needs to be a running team. Because I don't believe Garrett Gilbert now. Stephen Jones says when Andy comes back, Andy's going to get the job. But I don't believe Andy can throw us the wins. I believe that things going to have to be play action because I still don't trust your offensive line. Now, they did a commendable job. But the question is, what happens when you play a 4-down front and those guys don't walk and you have to put those guys in coverage? Because I still don't trust your offensive line, Skip. I still believe they're better run blockers than they are pass protectors.
So, I preface everything I'm about to say with this breaking news. Trevon Diggs, a real bright spot, a real breakthrough rookie out of Alabama that I was starting to fall completely in love with, has a broken foot and is out for 4 to 6 weeks.
Oh, y'all.
4 to 6.
Skip, he was the best guy in secondary.
I wondered why he missed stretches of the game the other night. He did try to come back in and play on what was a broken foot.
Wow.
But, hey, he was looking like a player.
Yeah.
Like somebody who could be a difference maker,
yes.
a ball hawk, somebody who had amnesia, who can get roasted and toasted, but he will bounce back and he will take it away from you.
Yep.
And he's gone, so maybe it's just snake bitten you. Maybe it's just not meant to be, which brings me back to Ezekiel Elliott. Still love him, but for me, he has become the saddest story in the NFL on the field. I'm not talking about some life and death sort of story. I'm talking about as a football player, his decline it's hard to watch for me because I loved him so much. And I've told you now for 2 seasons, I can't see it anymore. And I think you're finally coming around to he's just not what he used to be. And usually you don't see the decline this quickly in a running back because he's still 25 years of age. And yet, I keep using...
Especially with no injury. Now, Skip, you know you got a knee injury, you have a major injury, we get it, but not like this.
He's had nicks and knacks, nothing serious.
But running back's going to have nicks and knacks.
Yep, they are going to. So, I give the decline numbers again. Rookie year, he leads the league, 109 yards rushing per game. 98 his second year, 96 his third year, both led the league. Then it falls to 85 last year, and he's down to 64 this year.
He's on pace for 1,000 yards. 1,000 yards for a running back is nothing now in this league.
So Sunday against the Steelers, they hung in and we had Garrett Gilbert throwing into the end zone to maybe win the game. I know it was still a long shot, but in that game, Zeke carried 18 times for 51 yards. That's 2.8 per try. That ain't Zeke. And what did we see? He was making Tony Pollard look like a Pro Bowler because Tony would come in, and Tony's got a little wiggle and a little burst. I'm not talking about he's not a Pro Bowl running back, but he's pretty good. And compared to Zeke, running, as I say, in Cabo sand, look like he's running in slow motion. It looks like Tony Pollard can fly. And he had 2 runs, Tony Pollard did Sunday, of 20 yards. 20 yards. Do you realize what's happened to Zeke on 20-plus yard runs? He had 17 his rookie year. That's pretty good. Then he missed those 4 games his second year, so he had 9. But then third year, he had 15. That'll work. Then last year, it fell off to 7. This year, so far, he has 1 20-yard run. So Tony Pollard in 1 game had 2 20-yard runs. Zeke has 1 for the whole year. There's no home run to him anymore. There's no, I don't know where the 4.40 Zeke went.
No, that's going. He ain't running 4.40 anymore. Skip, so you want Tony Pollard to get carries, or you want him to get touches?
Even though, sadly, my team still is not out of the NFC least race. They still have, what are they, 2-7, and they still got a shot.
They got a shot.
They get to play each of the division rivals one more time, and if you could win all 3, you might have a shot.
And 2 of the 3 at home.
Yep, and you're going to have to win maybe 1 more game somewhere along the line. I thought it was going to be Pittsburgh, but it wasn't. My point is, if you knew for a fact that you weren't going to win the East, to your point, I might put Zeke in mothballs. I might just use him very sparingly, because if you can revive him next year when Dak comes back, maybe it's next year is the year. Maybe it's not this year. Why would you waste the carries and the punishment?
That's an awful expensive suit to just hang up in your closet.
$15 million a year. Jerry Jones would say, not on my watch.
Exactly.
Right? The buck stops with me.
When I look at Tony Pollard now, he ended up with nice numbers, but he had 4 carries on first down for a total of 1 yard.
Yep.
Now in the season, he's averaging 2.9 yards a carry on 23 carries.
You have to get him loose off tackle or toss it to him. Right. And remember, at Memphis, I watched him quite a bit. He was as much a slot receiver as he was a running back, so he can do that also.
And they had him. They had the guy that the Rams took. I think they took the guy from Antonio Edwards, the guy at Washington.
Yep.
So they
had weapons, man.
Right. So, Skip, I think he's a guy that needs to operate out in space. He's not an I-back. He works better. If you look at these college systems, Skip, nobody running back seldom is in the I. He's basically offset. So you're going to have to play him like that, play to his strengths. But like I said, I believe this is a better running team than pass-protecting team, and you're going to have to protect it. Now, the defense is playing better. I love what I'm seeing from D-Law. Now, the D-Law that I've seen the last 3 weeks, that's a Pro Bowl. That's an all-pro player.
Yep.
And now you got Diggs is out, Skip. How y'all going to hold up on the back end?
I don't know. Awuzie has got a torn hamstring. He was supposed to be back maybe Sunday, so maybe he's going to have to come
maybe with the bye week, because you guys get the bye week.
Maybe. And Anthony Brown came back. The other corners played pretty well. So, but Trevon Diggs got a chance to be a star.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Skip, but the Cowboys it might not just be a year, Skip. I mean, you still can win, like you said, you still can win the division, because this division is terrible.
Yep.
And it looks like 6 wins. Let that sink in. 6 wins is probably going to win the NFC East. That's the low that the NFL, that division, and not the NFL, because all the other divisions look like it's going to take 10, 11 wins to win the division. But 6 wins.
I got it.
And you're going to have a home playoff game, Skip. You proud of that?
No, I'm not. And I'm here to say my bottom line to this Zeke discussion is I believe they could be a little better with Tony Pollard as the every down back.
Really?
Because you could use him different ways, because Zeke has a hard time catching. He didn't have great hands. Tony Pollard has really good hands.
He needs to be able to fake, Skip. Zeke can catch the ball if you face him. It's like when he's going away, because you see him, they throw the ball to him, and it's just like that.
Right through his hands.
Everybody, I mean, you look at guys like Christian McCaffrey, you look at Alvin Kamara, and they make it look easy.
They do.
But for a running back, catching the ball is not easy. Marshall Faulk and some guys can just make it look easy.
Yep.
Kamara literally could play the slot. Christian McCaffrey
there are
could play the
ways
slot.
to use a Tony Pollard, because you can just keep flipping it to him the way Brady would flip it to a running back.
Or screen
him. or toss it to him, or get him off tackle where you catch them, where you get any kind of a crease, he will hit the crease.
Yeah, but I am surprised, Skip. I am surprised that Zeke numbers have declined like they have, considering he's only 25, considering he's had no major injuries. Yeah, all running backs going to have bumps and bruises. You don't think Derrick Henry's bumped and bruised with the load that he's carrying?
No
sure
doubt.
he is.
No doubt.
But I'm surprised. I am shocked that Zeke has not run the ball better this year.
I want to be clear about this. I am not questioning Zeke's effort. It's not an effort because he will try so hard, body lean. He will run through a brick wall.
Right.
But when he runs through it, he's usually just falling forward for 4 or 5 yards, and that's his best run of the day.
Right.
Oh, you ran through the brick wall because there's no real hole there, and you couldn't make anybody miss at the line of scrimmage.
And that's what caused some of those fumbles, because he's trying so hard, in that the ball gets away from his body and they just punch it out.
My only criticism was Orlando Scandrick's criticism, and he knows Zeke very well, played with him obviously in 2016. He thinks Zeke got a little heavy starting in Cabo San Lucas as he was training to come back and get his money. And he got his money, and he looked like he brought an extra chin back with him.
His back pocket got heavy. I mean, it's hard to walk.
Maybe that's it. I don't know. But again, he doesn't look sleek the way he looked in 2016 or back to 2014 or 2013 when he was running wild.
Well, it's kind of hard, Skip. It's kind of hard to change midstream during the season. But if I'm Zeke, what I've done over the last 2 or 3 off seasons, I'm getting away from that. I'm going to completely rededicate, change my training regimen, change my eating schedule, I'm going to do everything different, because something has happened that's caused Zeke for him to have this precipitous fall.
Can he get rid of the feed me tattoo, or is that? I mean, that's going to be hard to cover up.
That might be the problem. He might need to go on a fast.
When you commit to the tattoo,
he needs to put a don't above it, right?
It's just a little bit. It's a little.